All right.
Yo. Not much, just chilling right now. Hmm. That'd be interesting. Hold up, let me get the sound working properly on my side. Because I don't want you to have to hear it.
Okay. Don't worry about the whatever you're worried about. We'll pop this over here. And which drill are we doing? The forward air drill?
It's like we each take turns doing a aerial, trying not to hit each other.
Okay.
Spacing, you know.
I can do that with Incineroar.
Okay.
Cool. So let me get my headset in. So our drill feature for the website is so close to being ready, but when it is, it'll be so much easier. We'll actually have names for each of these instead of like the one where you do forward air. I'll be like, I don't even know what to call it. Oops, I'm not Lucina. Oh, yeah. Okay. So this level has a platform. Shouldn't be a problem though. Okay. Your short hop aerial doesn't go above the platform, so that's good.
Oh shit.
You move a lot.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
That's good. Okay.
Oh shit.
And you're using the C-stick?
Yes.
Cool. Oop. Have you done any of the new macro for short hop? Have you done any of that yet?
No, the whole double push the two of them.
Yeah.
It just feels too weird for me.
I have one on ZL, and then I have X and Y's jump, so I can just like tap that. But it just depends on whatever you got. Okay, so
I haven't gotten to remapping it yet.
it's a lot easier.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm still stuck with the other one. Alright, so short hops I still gotta work on for sure.
Mm.
Or what's it called? Remap mine.
Are you on a GameCube controller?
Yes.
Okay. So
like to do the macro, I have to put my finger at a weird
the claw
position. Yeah.
And you have tap jump off.
No, I have it on.
Have you tried?
Not really affecting it.
You can't hold up and hit jump at the same time to get it. Probably not.
No.
Okay, it's just buttons. Interesting. Okay. Work with whatever you got.
Shit.
The one interesting thing about this exercise is your landing lag from your fair and mine both duck our characters. So if you're really precise and on beat, you can basically attack right when they land. That's fun. So you can actually be really close, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I think it made like a spark whenever I did it. Like it like barely scratched it.
Yeah, if your attack hitbox touches but doesn't overlap with any hurt box, it does the glancing blow spark. It's orange.
Yeah, I just barely saw that. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, they first added it in Brawl. Yeah, that's all there is to it.
Okay. Alright, well, we're gonna do it backwards now?
Sure.
Okay, you go. Yeah, this is a lot weirder.
Get close. So you're trying to close the gap while I'm... So you're trying to close the gap and get as close as possible? And since my forward air is longer than yours, I think that I have to back up. So then I back up with mine, and then you go forward. Desktop audio. Is it echoing? Oh, let me try to do this one real quick. About advanced properties, monitor off. Okay, well, one of my desktops making a bunch of sound. Oh, it might be you. I forgot. Stream doesn't really matter. Let's keep going. Okay.
Shit. Okay, so... Alright, so the... What's it called? The macro has to be both of them together at the same time.
Yeah.
You can't do one then the other.
You can let me see. You can slide your finger. No, you can't.
Can I go as fast as you? I don't think I can. I think you're a little heavier than I am.
Yeah, let's see. Fast falling it.
It's about as fast as I can go. Well, not with the full hops. So, still gotta figure something out with the short ups. Work on those too. Anything else you saw?
For this first part, you mean?
Yes.
It just kind of shows you, the first step really does show you how much control you have, and that's kind of what you're building your foundation off of. Just getting more comfortable with short hops is just a thing that you'll have to just drill specifically
Right.
till it's 100%, right? And like then you can practice like different heights and different delays for the forward air. And then moving back different amounts.
Right. So basically keep doing the first drill.
Yeah. And the fast fall helps. Like we were doing it before without the fast fall, but everything is fast fall in this game. So you gotta get down on the ground as soon as possible for a lot of your stuff now.
Yeah. Okay. There was another thing, the pivot, I think it is. The pivot attacks. Like, how is it?
Pivot grabs.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure there's pivot attacks too, right? Oh, shit.
Pivot. Oh yeah, like pivot tilts.
Mm-hmm.
So now that you can do anything out of a dash, it's a lot less of a thing. You have to be in your full run. Wait.
Right.
Yeah, to do it. That's the only thing. And once you are, you can turn around tilt, turn around down tilt, turn around up tilt, down smash, all your smashes, and jab. So that's just kind of a thing that's built a little bit more into your ground movement.
Mm-hmm. No, that's not it. I can't seem to get it to work with the tilts. Just the
You have tilt.
that.
You have tilt stick.
Yeah.
Just hit down and on this, then hit down first on the left stick, and then use whatever tilt you want.
Okay.
I wonder why it took him so long to let you do tilts out of a dash. I mean, maybe that's why they made up tilts and that so good before. Because you couldn't. Oh, there's my sliding forward tilt.
Can Lucina do the slide? Do you know?
Can what?
Can Lucina do that slide? Or
Yeah, it's just it's a pivot boost. So you dash in one direction and then you get the skid, right? And then while you're skidding, you move the C stick in whatever direction you want to do your tilt. And then it keeps the slide from your skid. Yeah, that's it.
okay.
Some characters slide more than others. Some moves stick you to the ground, so you gotta be a little aware of that. Like my up tilt has no slide, so you can see it leaps him off the ground and there's absolutely no slide.
Yeah.
But my down tilt does.
Alright, you want to do a few matches and see where else I'm lacking?
Sure.
Alright. Let's go ahead and start a new one. Or just 2 stocks is fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's that. I keep doing that because I think it's fun.
Have you gone to any locals?
I've just been to one,
Okay.
but
One thing I have noticed myself is that I don't punish rolls very well.
yeah, there's
Say
like
they
there's two things with that. When you have actual setups and situations you want your opponent to be in, you can look for them and play around them constantly. And then when they do something like roll and your setup beats rolls, you're already ready for it. But oftentimes it's hard to actually react and pick the best thing to do because there's just not that much time. So like if I was doing Lucina's looking for a nair forward smash, then that means before the roll happens, I would be like retreating nair, looking for it, retreating nair, nair, and maybe jump fair, then landing nair. Then right when they roll, it's like, oh, the nair's already coming. And then you go nair forward smash, and it works. So it just kind of depends on all these different setups you have in mind and these tricks you want to use.
Okay.
Oh wow, that was that aerials don't catch the ledge very quickly after thing.
Yeah, you guys did a few times because of that. That and just air dodges also miss.
Now my trick.
I like the little clapping sounds it has whenever he does that.
Oh, come on, get the timing.
You did wait a little longer there. Just a little bit more.
It's interesting how they just changed trumping completely.
What was it before?
You get knocked off the ledge and you have to fly back a certain distance. Now the distance has been cut to a third and you recover much quicker. So you can't really do any trumps into any like retreating aerial hits. So it's just a thing to get them off the ledge now and not a thing to get them off the ledge and kill them. For the most part.
Shit.
Wow. That down tilt.
Sturdy. Okay. Let's see if I can take another stock. Guess not.
I mean, we're going to create tools on the website that'll help make a lot of this clear. But you are only doing like 4 things, right? You're just dashing forward and back. You'll do a dash grab. You'll do a dancing blade. You'll do a neutral air, and you'll do like some aerial pointed in my direction if you feel threatened or whatever. And that's like all that you're doing. But even within those move choices, you didn't do any of them to like bait me. You didn't do any of them to like be perfectly safe from like shield grabs and stuff. And like there's a whole bunch of different uses for every attack that you just don't have in your library. So like we do the one attack thing to try to build you new uses, so that when you think, even though I only have this one thing in mind, how should I use it? And like I'll do like a forward tilt sometimes to debate you, and then the walk back, and then see what I get. And then sometimes I'll do a down tilt, dash forward, down tilt to test if you're gonna retreat with either an aerial or a rollback. And so right there at the end of the match, I just stood there, walked back, and you did a jump neutral or something, walked back, and then I just ran off the edge and did a side B back and killed you. Because that was like completely a bait, right? And it's just one trick out of many that I picked and responded to your actions, because I figured you were going to try to look for some kind of like opening with aerials. So I'm like, I'll just walk backwards and then see what I can react to. So do you imagine having more tricks thousands potentially of different things you can do, but you understand which ones are core to your character. Like you should be doing a lot more retreating fairs, and that's exactly what we practice. Like you get into place and you're like, you know, this is a good time to fair them, but you know that this isn't gonna hit. So maybe you go forward and then back a little bit, right? So if you shield, and I see you trying to shield grab, I go forward to fake that, and then I fade back and try to shield grab that. Oh, you moved. Just stand and shield. Yeah, so like that's one of the applications of a forward. If I just keep going straight at you, it's not good. So when you see me like here trying to figure out how you're gonna approach, one of your things could do run up, dash up, and then fade away forward air, right? Lots of different uses that you're mostly thinking, where's the opponent and should I hit them? And there's like so many more things to think. That's why in general, like a match may be too complex for you right now, and focusing on just like a few things could actually help you play better.
Okay. All right.
All right. Let's resume. Nice. So you dashed from the ledge right there, here, and then you dashed again. You did 2 dashes. That perfectly closed the gap to where I was, but that means you weren't ready for anything. You should have done 1 dash to put yourself here, and depending on what kind of setup you want to get, like, not even thinking too much about combos, but let's say you just wanted to get a potential landing neutral air. It should have been 1 dash, short hop, slightly fade forward, neutral air, fast fall. So try that from the ledge right there. To get a short hop neutral air that's outside of shield grab range. Yeah, you do 1 dash up because you in that example you dash twice. So do 1 dash, that'll get you halfway there, and then do it again. 1 dash should put you halfway. Yeah, and then you short hop, and then you neutral air, and you try to hit neutral air 1. While fast falling and staying out of shield grab range, out of this range, right? Yep. So that's the kind of control we were practicing before, that you would do, yeah. And that still doesn't put me in a good situation. And so if
you're still out of grab range.
Yeah. So if I try to grab it, you can react to that and punish. Well, yeah, with something safe, like an up tilt is relatively safe, and that's good. But what you did was double dash straight at me. I'm like, yeah, I have a move that pretty much shuts down. If you aerialed, I would have beaten it. If you shielded, this would have done 3 hits against your shield, like all that. So you got to keep your spacing and learning how your character moves and getting right into range and picking the right move, or just not picking a move. Sometimes you're not in the right position, and the practice will help you figure that out.
Yeah, okay. I see that now. Can I do it? Probably not, but I see it.
So right now, like, at such high percentage, I can get 1 back throw, 1 up throw, 1 lariat, or 1 forward air. So your forward air is not going to kill me. So I'm going to do this a lot to put you in positions where you want to counter poke it, and then I'm going to stay mobile. Yeah. So after getting like, oh, he hasn't done any jumping defense. So all I did was just pick a side and split the difference with that. Right. So like now I'm at high damage. I'm thinking like, okay, we'll just try to play it safe. Stay towards the middle of the stage. Try to make sure that all your moves are ones that you can't kill unless you forward smash. right? There was that retreating aerial thing I was telling you about. I was looking for it, and you just gave it to me with a roll. I'm like, might as well take it. See, much better trade for me, right?
Yeah.
I put you on the edge. I'm at high damage. There's almost nothing you can do in this ledge to hit me and kill me because I'm a heavy. So that's when I did a more risky attack, which is that. That's incredibly strong. Jeez. Jeez, that F smash. But yeah.
There was a lot of rage on it though.
Yeah, max. It's crazy. But yeah. So we're gonna make tools where you're gonna be able to take every single one of your attacks, figure out, how versatile you are with each attack. That's what the drills are gonna be for. And then once you have like a certain rating on your drills, it's gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna make a little map of strategy based on what I think is risky, medium or low risk, high reward, medium or low reward. And then from there, it should just be a matter of picking from your recipe list, right? If you know something's super risky, like if we're both at high damage and you want to up B and kill me, right? One, it's not too strong of a kill move. Two, it's extremely risky. So for whatever reason, if I back up, if I shield, you're dead if we're both at high damage. That should never be on your list of things to like go to unless you got a really good read on it, or unless something else that you've already taken your data for, and you're like, you know what? All the data says this will be a good pick, and then it's a good pick. But for now, I'll just tell you what I'm thinking as I play Incineroar, right?
Right.
So at this distance, there's nothing you can do to me. There's nothing I can do to you. A lot of times people are just filling out the space and then trying to figure out which option they want to do to look like they're baitable, but not. You roll when you're panicked. Oh, missed. You should have faded away with that aerial because you were at such low damage that I could have retaliated before you could recover. If that exploded, that might have done some damage. So you stayed on the platform and I attacked you on the third one. The number 3 is pretty powerful as far as pattern recognition goes. And I just made a call. Oh, you hit my foot. You hit my foot. So now I realize twice in the match you dash back whenever I dash forward in neutral. So now this time I'm going to double dash forward. Oh, it's in combo? Why? So now I notice that you're mostly attacking blank air. That means you're not aiming at my position, so I just go ahead and start being aggressive. Like, you were just doing a forward air up here, and I was like, is he trying to hit me? Then I jumped again, and you missed. I'm like, he's not even looking at me. So that means I'm just going to do whatever I want. Now for my double dash forward. Yep. Nice, you tripled. And no jumps. Interesting. The only times you grab are when you see a shield, by the way. So that means I can control when you grab now. I'll demonstrate. You're gonna get inside the middle stage, and I'm gonna hold shield.
That was just a failed recovery.
I tested that the other game. I would go to the ledge and shield, and like the very first thing you did was grab, which is, you know, if it works, it works. But then I was like, will he do it twice? Because now he knows that I know what he's gonna do, and you just kept doing it. I'm like, it looks like you have one thing that you do when the opponent's on the ledge, and dash up grab can be beaten with spot dodge and roll and attacks. And those, you getting a grab on the ledge as Lucina means almost nothing. Just a little bit of momentum by tossing him off the stage. But me getting a grab means a lot more damage. You also don't shield a lot unless you're on the defensive after you get hit. I just shield neutral a lot just to kind of convey a message, right?
Right.
Like that. Be very careful about your timing. When they're close to the ground, they can tech, so you should attack and drive it to the ground so you can recover as quickly as possible. You did a short hop fair and just hung out in the air, so I teched into place and up tilted you. That should never happen. You were at the complete advantage. So like making sure that you play, even if you're gonna throw out moves, you gotta play in a way to where it makes you as quick as possible and as riskless as possible.
Like that.
Yeah. If you don't have a good setup with that grab, then don't do it. It's not worth it.
Okay.
You got like 11 damage. You could have gotten more of the damage off like 2 aerials, right? So your bread and butter should be aerials. And you shouldn't just get any hit. You should be looking for some of your best ways to stay safe and build damage. When you dash back in mid-range, you always dash forward at about the same time. So then I just kind of wait, and then it... Alright. Now when I shield, there you go again. I was like, I'm gonna do it and try to tell you in enough time. No, it's in our weed. Why? Grabbing a downed body is not a good use of your Nice. Oh, a single hit of that doesn't count towards the revenge? Interesting. It did, or something. I can't believe that did not hit the parry window. It's supposed to be like 8 frames of safety and I get hit every time.
So movement, setups.
Have you been looking at? There's not a lot of stuff in the dojo and the database for where is it?
I've just seen some tech, but that's about it.
Let's see, So,
I'll admit I haven't looked recently though.
Let's see. People are beating up on Lucina.
Yeah, mostly that too.
Lucina, blah blah blah, Chromicide. This Lucina is doing landing up air into a turnaround dancing blade, short hop dancing blade, semi pressure. That seems pretty neat. Something to look into. This is Lucina with an airplane, so using landing nair into, let's see.
I've seen this one.
So this Lucina is dashing and using short hop, fully flowing forward nairs, right? So that if the nair doesn't work, if it's shielded, you're pushing so far past them they can't retaliate so easily. This Lucina, same thing, did the same kind of nair. So you can call that nair...
This guy.
Lucina had a bunch of unused clips. Just want to say, this guy.
I've seen this one against the Yoshi.
And not a lot of people are putting tech in, but
Yeah.
they're putting examples, which is when Lucina's not really a combo heavy character. Looking at these examples and how they play is like the next best thing. But yeah, landing up air is a thing. Let me see.
Yeah, I just don't feel comfortable pulling that one off.
Yeah, it's even harder than all the other areas you're doing. But essentially, you know, not that you need to do it now. When you jump and you're trying to get a forward air or whatever, and then all of a sudden they like run up and they're this close, you fade through it and then you up air, right? And that beats their shield grab attempt. And they have to really figure out what area you're gonna do and how you're gonna do it. So it's like an emergency thing. And then if you don't use it a lot, it saves it for a kill move, right? Which is it's a good kill move.
Are we playing now?
Yeah.
Okay. It's just way too close there. And I still have that bad habit of landing close to the enemy.
Yeah. One thing is, fastballs really help make it harder for them to attack you. And even when you get out of defensive situations, just quick fastball down to the ground. Yeah, all those shield breakers, you haven't broken my shield once. So it's like, it's better to stick with your aerials and work around them for now. All your movement is like straight at me, unless you feel like I'm gonna hit you. But I haven't seen any sort of baiting with your movement yet.
Okay. What was that? Okay.
Now you have no jump. If I was a little quicker on the draw. Yeah, there's like 3 bad habits there that I exploited. One, you don't stay far enough away from your opponent when they're invincible. So I just came down from the cloud and just smacked you. And then I saw you dash back, dash forward. What else did I do? I did a yeah, I did an alone whip when I saw you dash back because I'm like, he's likely gonna dash forward, and he's not. He thinks he's safe because you were kind of far away. But if you're gonna dash forward, that means you're a lot closer than you think. So I just attacked there, hit you off the stage, and then after that, I was just like, okay.
Yeah.
So it's a lot. It's like a lot of little mini games that aren't like, they're not like flashing in your mind the rules of the mini games and how important it is and your options. And that's why a lot of these individual parts of Smash need to be practiced. We're gonna make a drill where you like fight a CPU and you try to last as long as you can for like 3 minutes without taking any hits whatsoever. And your score will be how low your damage is at the end of 3 minutes or 2 minutes or whatever. But there's a lot of skill in just moving in a way where you just don't take damage. And
are you gonna be allowed to hit the CPU?
Huh?
Are you gonna be allowed to hit the CPU?
What about the CPU?
Are you gonna be allowed to hit it?
I'm not sure. That might be level 1. Then people will likely just beat it up if you're allowed to hit it. So we may have to tune it to where like, oh, you can't get the CPU above 25 damage. So in some cases, it's better to give it a little damage to keep yourself safe. That's totally true. Okay. We don't want to train people to absolutely not attack. All right.
Okay.
Aw, that buffer.
Not holding my shield long enough there again.
Oh, so close. You notice how many empty attacks I did right there?
Yeah.
Because I was like, I want to back arrow him, but I think he's going to counter. He didn't counter it. Okay, he's not in the countering move. I'm going to pretend to attack and just get down. I dodged your thing, and I'm like, now I get to hit. There was 2 opportunities I really wanted, but I was like, I'm going to see if it's a decent idea. And it's so fine to pass up a chance. It's not fine to continually throw risky things out and be like, oh, well, that's not fine at all. Oh, what is... This is the weirdest buffer ever.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're not safe. I'm invincible. You should not be running towards the center when I'm not even chasing you to the side of the stage.
Oh shit. There's the habit. There's the habit. It's gonna be a hard one to break. Again.
So you see me standing there calmly, and you don't want to like bait out something and stay close but not too close. I just rode a train out of there. Your movement forward is so unrefined. You've never run forward and shielded at all. So every time you come close, I'm like, I have a really high chance of just hitting you with a dash attack. My Alright, and this swap tilt not working. So close. What the? It didn't reach?
Oh.
Looked like you touched
That's
the
happened
light.
to me a lot.
I think maybe I was backwards?
I don't know.
Oops, I forgot to flick this over, but nobody's watching. That's fine. Oh wait, I forgot to flick it over in the first place. Alright, this will be last one.
Yeah.
It's just...
Your model was backwards, but...
Yeah. Which model? The little...
When you were just like spinning backwards.
Yeah, it might have mattered. I'll have to look into that. So yeah, my neutral's hard. The more movement you do, it's harder for me to get in. I have a pretty good dash attack. That's a pretty good distance. So I'm going to try to stay close. And when I think you're going to be vulnerable, just do that. And as long as you're not shielding excessively, which I'll see you shielding if you're shielding, then I just go for one of these.
There's two. It's gonna hurt.
Oh.
Does that?
That hit only has enough hit stun if I hit you from the lower part, not up in the air.
Okay.
That's your bad habit. You just go back and forward with the same. Oh, close. No, I want to be a cat. Cat.
Probably should have just down tilted or something there. Okay. I was just holding the control stick the wrong way there. Okay. I'll definitely look over this later.
Hmm. It's all good. It's hard. There's so much to it, and it's hard to know how much you need to do before you move on and where to move on. So we've been looking at a lot of what people have been doing in the dojo, and just trying to figure out like a really solid way for people to do a lot on their own. Because a lot of people are more comfortable doing whatever on their own time, with their own characters, in their own way, with their own friends. So we're gonna try to help them out there instead of trying to focus so much on getting them on the stream and talking through problems. So maybe that'll work out better.
Oh, yeah. And if at all, would you be able to like have an area to be able to practice with someone? Because like myself, I don't have anybody to practice with.
Yeah.
Aside or whenever I go to locals.
When we do the drills, hopefully it'll focus people on all the same thing on the same time. Like the same week, we'll have a drill of the week. And then people are expected to try to get their highest score for that week. Especially dojo people. We'll throw it out on Twitter, but we expect the dojo members to actually do it. And then all the streams for that week are going to be focused on that, including like, you know, matchups. So it's like this skill with this character. Anybody want to try this skill against... I'm going to play Piranha Plant this week, or this skill against whatever character everyone is comfortable with. And when we have arenas, it'll be a chance to just like practice in a very focused way, right?
Yeah.
I think just relying on the method that the top players use, which is basically play a ton and play with other top players and already be good, is not going to work for us. There's just too many matchups. There's too much to learn, and we want to make sure that we learn it well. So we're going to be going slowly. That's why I feel like there's no point in me going to locals. I haven't really... Right. I don't have my stuff ready. Like, nothing's ready. And until then, I'm fine.
Right.
Tournaments are long and grueling anyway. You got to really be there to, like, you want to win or do well or prove something. And it's not really a place for people like, hey, guys, what's up? I have not practiced enough. Oh, well, went 0-2. That kind of a thing.
Okay. Well, thanks for your help.
Yeah, no problem. We'll see you next time, and I'll stop the stream.
Yeah.